What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here with another Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls video for you. Today we're going to be talking about the 2-week Gear Up Challenge that I decided to start on the live stream. I just got finished with the live stream, started the character out. I wanted to explain exactly what this whole event is about, what are some of the rules behind it, and also exactly what I'm trying to gain out of this. You know, what's the whole point of it? So, and also I'm going to show you the spec and some of the progression that I made today as well too. So pretty much what happened is I said, okay, what I want to do is I want to start out right at level 70. I'm going to get rid of all my gear, all of my gear that I acquired getting to level 70, start out completely naked, and then I'm allowed to have, use blood shards because I had some blood shards, crafting materials to make some crafting stuff if I need to, and also, re-roll items and just kind of like starting out a character on right in the beginning. And I'm going to show you the gear and everything in just a minute on how things have been progressing so far and what I've been doing to do that. Now, as far as like being super strict and being like, well, do this on a brand new account, start with 0 gold, start with 0 everything, complete like level from 1 to 70 and everything. It's not about that. This is about if, for instance, somebody said, hey, I'd really like to have a witch doctor and I'd like to level one, because they already have their main characters and stuff, and they want to make an alt witch doctor, how much time really needs to go into it to build up a character. Now, the average Diablo 3 player usually plays on average like about 4 hours a day from some studies that I've seen online. And for me, I play, 10, 12 hours a day, something like that, usually about 3 times what that average is. So I said in this 2-week challenge, I'm going to play every day for that amount of time. Let's say I play for 12 hours a day, every single day, and I play for majority of it on stream, and then maybe some of it after stream and or before stream or whatever. And then I'm going to see, okay, after 2 weeks I was able to do Torment 6 efficiently, or I was able to do Torment 4 efficiently, and I was able to find this gear, and what I learned on which specs were good when I was under geared, and what were good when I was decently geared, which specs were good when I was really geared, and which way the character kind of steered towards, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to go ahead and explain exactly what it is that I've done here, and I'm going to keep progressions about this as well too. So essentially, pretty much what it means is like every day I'm going to keep progressions on, what happened every single day, keep notes every day, and then, kind of review those notes. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I'm going to, tell you what I felt and be like, okay, in 2 weeks, I noticed that, right in the beginning, I geared up really quickly, but then it really slowed down and I was only finding like 1 upgrade a day or 0 upgrades a day or whatever. And that way you can kind of see for yourself, if I wanted to level up a witch doctor and then play one at 70, how quick for me would it be, if you were wanting to do that kind of stuff. And you can also learn from my experience as well. So let's go ahead and get into the witch doctor, and I will show you some of the progression that I've made, and then after that I'm going to continue this tomorrow on stream. So the link is right down below if you want to follow with that. I'm not going to make a video every day about the Witch Doctor. I want more diversity on the channel. I don't want to make just Witch Doctor content, and I'm sure you'd like to see more stuff too. So keep that in mind as well. But I will probably, if I get really big upgrades and stuff like that, and the builds change completely, I will make new videos as the time goes, and then eventually, on the last day, you're definitely going to get a video for that. So let's get into the Witch Doctor here. And let's take a look at what I've got so far. So starting from 0 gear, and then I went to Kadala, and I rolled everything. So the strategy with Kadala was I wanted to get things from her that you can't craft on your own. Like, you can craft rings and amulets, but it's pretty pricey as far as like materials that you need. So I started off with rings and amulets, got some decent ones. I have now some of these items I found as well too, so I'm going to show you the gear in just a second, because not every item I'm using are items that I got from Kadala, but the goal was to get amulets and rings first, and weapon, which I did, and offhand, which I did, and then, which were rare. They're just all rare items. And then after that, I decided to focus on, the ones that only cost 5. Kind of get those ones up as much as I could. I did chest piece and pants next for priority with blood shards because you want to get your toughness up. You want to, those items, whatever items are going to bring your toughness up a lot. I mean, you want to bring your damage up. That's just efficiency, but toughness is more important to, being able to survive. If you have really good damage, but you get one-shotted, then that's kind of pointless. I didn't want to go with that route. So I started with chest piece, then pants, then went to shoulders, and then belt, and then I did boots. And then after that, then I went into things like bracers and gloves and helmet, things where you're going to really get that damage. So after everything was all said and done, I played some rifts I did some bounties to get some materials and stuff, and then I did some rifts and everything. I killed Malthael, got my guaranteed legendary. It was not good. It was not an upgrade. It was, I think it was a helmet that I got, legendary helmet, and it was just not good at all. And then I went through and decided to get this going. So you see, I have a couple legendaries right now. I did get the crafting material from Malthael, so I made some Reaper's Wraps, which are very, 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 very good when you're under geared because you want to help get that mana regain back. So that's what I did there. I got fire damage, intellect, vitality, and then crit chance. Rerolled. I didn't get crit chance. I got like life on hit or something. I rerolled that and got my crit chance. And then I also wanted to run around and pick up a white item, a skull splitter, to make a devastator. So when I got fire on this, I went, okay, maybe I can go the fire damage route for now, and when I find items later on, maybe I can switch it up. So I made a Devastator, and the first one I got was this one here, with 20% fire damage, intellect, and all I had to do was get a socket, and the damage itself is actually pretty decent with 1490, so I was like, okay, I'm going fire damage, so let's make some kind of fire spec, some kind of, starter spec, and I'll talk about that in a second. So then, just shoulders, just basic stats, vitality, intellect, armor. I get some reduced cost on there, even though it's not a big deal for this build, but it's just the best ones that I found so far. Helmet, best ones that I found so far as well too. Amulet, same deal. All of this is just the best stuff that I've found so far. This one I actually got from Kadala, re-rolled. I think it was like life percent into intellect, so I could use this, and it was a big upgrade, especially when you have like nothing. Chest piece. I need more gems, so I've been collecting gems to try and gem out as much as possible. This one came with 3 sockets, vitality and armor, and I just had to re-roll to get that intellect. For gloves, I got intellect, vitality, crit chance, crit damage. I had to re-roll to get the crit chance, but I was able to get 10%, which is great, the maximum on there. On the belt, intellect, vitality, life percent, and armor. And as I told the people on the stream, they asked, how come you're not getting resistances in some areas? Well, for instance, you can see that the secondary here has resistance on it, so you're not able to get all resist. So, like right here is the same situation. I re-rolled to get armor. But because you use intellect, just like in Diablo 3, you're going to have a lot of all resist because intellect gives you all resist. So armor is very key, and you can see that I have 7,500 armor. It's almost a 70% mitigation, and my resistances are looking definitely very good. The highest one I have here is 80% mitigation, so definitely looking in the right direction. Then we have the pants here, re-rolled to get 2 sockets, got them, and then the rings, got some trifecta rings here. I don't know if attack speed is very important for a witch doctor. I'm pretty sure that it's not. Maybe if you're using like a generator or something like that, then it would be. But these are just the highest damage increase for me, and obviously, on crit chance, crit damage, intellect was more priority there, but it's a good start. And then on the boots, just getting movement speed, resist all. I finally was able to get resist all on this one, came with it, and vitality, intellect. The offhand is actually a pretty decent offhand. This rolls for the rare one, it rolls up to 394 damage. You got the 373, which is not too bad. The min is actually pretty good on it too. Intellect, vitality, I just had to roll to get crit chance, and I got 9.5, so pretty happy. Maximum mana on there as well. So that's pretty much all of it there. As far as everything else, you can see all the stats right here. I would explain these two right here. Let's talk about the Paragon points here. So maxed out my movement speed, put the rest into intellect. Right here, crit chance and crit damage were the most key, especially crit damage. I was lacking on crit damage. My crit chance is actually, if you can see it, my crit chance is almost 60% so far. So crit damage definitely needs to come up. You know, I'm not playing a dual wielding barb that can use 2 crit damage gems, so you're going to have lower crit damage. So you got to get it any way that you can. It's very important. And then moving on, resistance and armor, getting those up. Life, you know, resistance and armor together work really well with the Witch Doctor or int-based classes, because life percent is pretty good, but this mitigation between these two together on an int-based class is really good. If you're playing a barbarian or something, you might want to go with the life percent, because the armor is not going to do that much for you, you know, because you already have so much, so it's not going to be as big of an increase mitigation-wise. So this is why I went. Then I went with area damage and life on hit. I didn't really think life on hit would be that good with a Witch Doctor, because you're not hitting very quickly, you know, get that life up, and so, but I did, you know, tweak the build so that life on hit actually is pretty nice. So you can see the build. So we're using Locust Swarm with Searing Locust for the fire damage. Remember, we're doing the fire damage build. And then we have Fire Bats with Vampire Bats. So this says Fire Bats no longer has a channeling cost, which is really great, and it's fire, and it's a good starter thing. There are like there's like the bears, and like there's so many other specs that you can do, but this was good for me for starting, and I may switch this out soon. So I got the Vampire Bats there, and because it has no channeling costs, and I use things like Pierce the Veil, all of your damage is increased by 20%, but your mana costs are increased by 30%, whereas I don't need, when I'm channeling that, it works well together because I don't lose that mana. And I have a lot of cooldown stuff too, that I don't have to spam mana users all the time too, so I can get away with using Pierce the Veil. Using Spirit Walk here with Honored Guest. Now, I mean, if I do need mana in a certain situation, like right now, I can do that with this. It may be good to switch this out for something else. You know, if you want it to gain 14% maximum life or something, or increase the duration, you could do other things. Gargantuan here, the fire one. This one is crazy, does crazy damage. The pets themselves do good damage. Very nice when you're under geared, even good when you are geared. But yeah, the Gargantuan does a lot, and I have the Midnight Feast to go with the zombie dogs and the Gargantuan, because you have one additional zombie dog, and then you also get the Gargantuan and zombie dogs do 50% more damage. So that Gargantuan, for me, crits for like 23 million when I activate him, which is pretty insane. So it's a good amount of damage, especially, like, I started right at Torment 1 with this build. Right at Torment 1, it didn't do normal, didn't do any of that stuff, just right at Torment 1, and I can crush it pretty easily. So I can probably do much higher than Torment 1 right now so far. Using zombie dogs with Leeching Beasts. Now, because I have 4 of them, because of, you know, this passive, and I have life on hit, your zombie dogs heal you for 100% of the life on hit with every attack, which is nice because, you know, it's a good way to get your health back up, even though the zombie dogs don't really do a lot of damage to begin with. And later on, when I don't need that survivability and I'm more geared, I may, you know, switch this out for something else. And then we have Piranhas with Piranha-nado. Now, it's okay. I mean, I mainly use it just to kind of cycle in the monsters so I can AoE them down quicker, but there are lots of other options you could do instead of this. It is pretty decent, though. I was told on stream that the fetishes are really nice, especially you get a lot of them. There's certain piece of gear you can get that can make this even better, but I mess around with it. They seem okay, but yeah, for now, it seems okay. Then using Grave Injustice here. Now, I don't really need the life gain or the mana regain because I have Reaper's Wraps and Spirit Walk, but reducing your cooldowns when enemies die is definitely really great. So, and also you get the range is extended by items, so your like pickup radius is picked up as well too, which is nice. So, you know, that's really nice because, you know, you can get back. I'm using 4 cooldowns here. Spirit Walk, Gargantuan, Zombie Dogs, Piranhas, all cooldowns. So it helps me recycle all the cooldowns back, and it works pretty effectively. So that's pretty much everything for the build so far. Making some progressions here. I did find these bracers too, but I'm going to use the Reaper's Wraps obviously. But these are nice because when you grab a healing well, you can reduce these cooldowns, which you get all your cooldowns back every time I find a healing well, and I get the resources up. So I just pop those on, click that, and you're good to go. Let me go ahead and show you a, for instance here, let's go do, I guess, Festering Woods or something, doesn't really matter. Just showing you what the character is really capable of right now. So you can see the things are just pretty much getting melted. And I understand it's Torment 1, but this character is literally 5 hours old from being naked. From naked to 5 hours, didn't even do normal difficulty or anything. Able to just pretty much chew through this stuff really easily. You can see that I got my Gargantuan back already because of all the cooldowns coming off there. Let's take out this guy here and just, you know, keep going. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. It seems to be... I'm not a huge fan of the fire bats. You know, I think there's definitely much better things out there, but for right now it's working for me and the specific build that I'm using. So, you know, I can just, you know, grab all these guys, burst down some damage. Let's see if we can find the name guy over here. Here it is. Alright, pull all these out. Pull this out. So we got like 2 guys here. We got a pack, and we also have this too. And I can go around, I can just pick up these health globes, go back up to full. And you can see the Gargantuan just literally soloed that guy for me, pretty much. But that's about it, guys, and I hope you did learn some stuff from this video. I'm going to be making more progression videos towards this, and at the very end, my overall thoughts on gearing up a Witch Doctor and, you know, getting everything going. Anyways, my name is Shinobi, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know which other videos you'd like to see in these next upcoming weeks as well too. Maybe not Witch Doctor, maybe something else, maybe I'll do this challenge again, but with a different class or whatever, and it's just really informative to me to see what it is that, you know, how much time is really needed to gear out a character, or what actually is needed to progress a character in a short amount of time. Like I said, my name is Shinobi, and until next time, thanks for watching.